girl can cook. She got the recipe. She got what you need. That girl can cook. That black girl magic. I gotta have it.
Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. And today guys, I'm going to be showing you how to make one of my best recipes on my channel, and that's Salisbury steak, but French onion style. Okay, so go ahead and grab all of your ingredients and let's get started. Alright, so first things first, we're going to get a large bowl, and to that we're going to add in a pound of ground beef. And this is going to make about 6 patties, okay? Now, to get this thing going, we're going to add in 1 large egg, and that's going to be one of our 2 binders. And y'all, when you make Salisbury steak, you got to have the recipe secrets, okay? So I'm going to do half a package of this Lipton onion French soup. French onion soup, okay? Go ahead and get that in, and if you choose not to use that, that's totally fine, okay? The second binder is going to be our breadcrumbs. I'm adding in 2 tablespoons of that, a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce for some additional flavoring, a half teaspoon of black pepper, and a half teaspoon of seasoned salt. If you want to add additional salt flavors, you can do that on your own, okay? So go ahead and add in a half teaspoon of garlic powder for just the extra little oomph, all right? And for this particular recipe, we're going to do dried thyme. If you followed my other Salisbury steak recipe, we did oregano. But since this is close to the French onion, we're going to do dried thyme. Now, all my good people know, if you follow me, you know this. We don't mash the meat. Okay, we don't mash it at all. Take you a good little spoon and go ahead and mix it up until everything is well incorporated, okay? That's all you got to do, and the rest of the work is going to come from forming your patties. So here I have some parchment paper that I laid down over my cutting board, and I'm going to take a spoon and I'm going to measure out some patties, okay? Now these patties, they're gonna all be different sizes because that's what home cooking is all about, Chad. It's okay, all right? I promise you, it's okay. This big one is for me and a small one is for my son, period. So I'm gonna go ahead and mash these out with my hand very gently, okay? We're not squeezing, we're just forming the patties. I'm gently pressing on them. That's all you got to do. We have a binder in it, so it's going to stick together for the binder. And all you have to do is just form them and shape them. That's going to make the perfect patty, okay? So go ahead and do that. Set them out to the side. You don't have to freeze them or anything. And for the next step, you're going to get your skillet ready. All right. I'm using a cast iron skillet. It's not required, but it is recommended. I'm over medium heat, and I added in some avocado spray to get this thing going. Okay. So go ahead and add your patties in. We're going to sear them on the first side for about 2 minutes. A nice, good, hard sear. It's going to give us all that good flavor. Look at that. Look at that color on that child. That baby. Okay. Anyway, so go ahead and cook them on one side for 2 minutes. Flip them, and then you're going to cook them for another minute. And you're probably saying, them things ain't cooked. That's because they're not, okay? They're only seared. They may be a little bit of rawness on the inside, and that's okay. That's what we want. It's fine, okay? So go ahead and take those, put them to the side. We're going to continue cooking them later. And look at all that fun. Look at all that. Look, you want to keep that, okay? That's going to make your gravy delicious. All right, if you want to skim it out, you can, but I don't recommend. All right, so here I have 1 large yellow onion. I'm going to throw that in. I season it with a little bit of salt to taste because why not, okay? We're going to be eating the onions. We want them to taste good. So put a little salt on them and go ahead and cook those down. And this is French onion style Salisbury steak. So you should cook the onions down until they almost have nothing left to give. But I couldn't do it today, okay? I didn't have the patience or the time. So I just went ahead and cooked them down just a little bit. I added in some butter. Why? Because we're going to make gravy, and you got to have equal parts fat, equal parts butter. So we have about 2 to 3 tablespoons of butter and a 1/3 cup of all-purpose flour. And you're going to take a whisk, and you're going to incorporate that flour until it's nice and smooth and there are no clumps, okay? Make sure you reduce your heat to low so you don't burn it because flour can be burnt, all right? And you just want to incorporate that until it's nice and smooth. And from there, we're going to add in 2 cups of some good quality beef broth. Now, if you saw the better than beef base in the beginning of the video, this is where that went. I added a teaspoon of that to some hot water, and that is how I made my beef broth. And I highly recommend that you do the same, okay? So we're going to gradually add that in until we get this nice thinned out delicious gravy right here. And I said thin because it's going to cook and it's going to thicken as we continue this process, okay? So gradually add that in. Get it to this texture here. If you need to add more liquid, you can. If you prefer to add less, that's up to you. But season it up with a little bit of black pepper. I'm adding in some onion powder for additional oniony flavor, okay? Salt to taste and a dash of browning. Now I said salt to taste because remember that beef broth is highly concentrated, okay? Very highly concentrated. So make sure you taste it, all right? So it's to your liking. But we put that browning in there to give it some nice color because we don't want no light skin gravy. Not for this one. Not for this one. If it was chicken, maybe. But we talking about beef. We don't want no light skin gravy. So if you have some kitchen bouquet, honey, go ahead and put that in there. That gravy master, all those things are good too. Okay? So look. Once you get your gravy how you like it, baby, go ahead and drop them patties right back over in there. And look at that. Honey, you're just going to nestle them down. Make sure they're sitting on top of the skillet and not on top of onions. And you're going to simmer on low for 5 to 7 minutes. And baby, you got yourself a meal, child. Okay. Now, to continue on with the French onion thing, we're going to add in some provolone cheese slices. I'm only going to put it on 4 of them because my son doesn't want the cheese, which is totally fine, okay? He missing out. That's on him. But you're going to turn the heat off. You can cover it, let it melt. And y'all, this is the end product. So now all that's left to do is to plate it up. And there you have it, guys. Our delicious French Onion Salisbury Steak. Y'all, super classic, delicious meal with just a slight twist. You know, something for you and your family to enjoy, honey. Look at that. Y'all, I'm telling you, the cheese was so it. With all the extra onions. Baby, look. Check it out. I mean, come on. I added some green beans to it. And the rice was perfect. Honey, look. Got food all in the corner of my mouth. I hadn't already tasted it. I'm sorry. I just had to let y'all see how delicious it was because that's exactly what it was, okay? But anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching. As always, thank you for tuning into my channel. And if you tried this recipe out, you got to let me know down in the comments, okay? And I'll see y'all next time in the next video. Bye.